even ask? So running a little late here, trying to get my this brand new mouse is being a pain in the ass. I had to leave. I had to go somewhere else to get Wi-Fi. They don't microwave that, do they?
I'm sorry?
They don't microwave it, do they?
Yes.
Oh, then I don't want
Oh, okay, I'll let her know.
No, really? And
Yeah.
I can't believe these restaurants are microwaving the food. I don't want it. I'll just use it. I was just getting something to be able to use the facility, but I just ask if they microwave the food.
Do you want a menu back to me?
I'll look, I guess.
Okay.
I was kind of set on that, but not if it's microwave. Okay, we got somebody here, I guess. Hi, whoever should know this. Ah! Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I get to do this. I tried to order something, but I'm not eating microwave food in a restaurant. I'm sorry, I'm not paying for that. They microwave it. They probably got it out of a can, too. I went to another restaurant that is taking shit out of the can and microwaving it. It's like, get out of here. I don't eat at restaurants very often. I usually get ill afterwards, so I'm not feeling very good. They don't care about our health. They care about money. And I can't find this chat is not up. Okay, now I can see. Okay, I'm having technical difficulties here, but it looks like there's a couple people here. So, whoever wants to get started. Okay. I'm in Washington, and I'm going to meet up with my daughter tomorrow and see the baby again. So I'm looking forward to that. My grandbaby, that is only a couple months old now. He was born in March 7th. His name is Levi. So, no, it was February 7th. So he's like 9-10 weeks old now, I guess. Hi, Lotus. How you doing? Everyone else can make it known who is here, and we will take it from wherever. I didn't get to finish my story the last time. So, hi, Jessica. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having problems finding places to do this now and being able to get it set up. I had an appointment at the library today. I was going to do it a little bit earlier, but I had to go a whole different way so I could go to
See anything you like, then? No, alrighty.
Not yet.
Sorry about that.
So I get to stay here and do it. I'm not going to just buy anything. They're not going to say anything to me since it was their mess up. Does anybody else realize that when you go to restaurants, they're literally taking things out of cans like chili and corned beef hash and shit like that? They're can you guys hear me? There's a family next here, and once they leave I could turn the volume up, but I don't want to intrude on people. So oh man, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about, what happened at Slab City. I did talk about it before, but I didn't get to finish the story because this person that I met up with at Slab City, I mean, they were a nice enough person. It's just that it turned out that the person was intersex, and he, she, it, whatever, this person started out as a female at birth. Even though they're intersex, they were declared female, I guess, and raised as a female for 3 years until they got they got transferred to another family. Like the family gave this intersex baby up, and they started to sex traffic the baby, the new parents. So, and then this person, from then on, was raised male, even though he, she, whatever, had both sets of genitalia. Until I didn't get to this part to tell everybody what happened towards the end. I mean, the end of the story for me anyway. This person like was, I don't know, for lack of a better description, they were like falling in love with me or something and wanted me to stay with them forever and help build a home, a house. Had all these ideas and to make the desert green and have waterfalls, because I said I liked waterfalls. So they were, talking about gardens and doing all these beautiful things in the desert. That would be nice. But I wasn't, they were acting like they were doing me a favor when I'd be doing most of the work. I'd be doing the designing. I'd be doing the creative stuff. It turns out this person was also autistic, which was creating more problems than just the intersex thing. So, I mean, this person showed me their breasts, which they had fairly sized ones, like about an A cup anyway. And I wish I would have asked. He probably would have showed me the rest of the package, down below if I had asked. I bet he would have. But he told me this story about how his wife, I guess it's a woman, at this point he's living as a man and he has a wife, and then something happened where he got accused of pedophilia or something like that, and I don't know if that's true or not. He didn't admit to that or anything, and he seemed like he was against all that, and was, just that he was sex trafficked and everything, like he is more on the side of the children. But anyway, it turns out that he got accused of, I guess, sexually molesting a child or something. And then the wife, who's now deceased, I think. Yeah, the wife was murdered somewhere along the line after this happened. Not by him, but I don't know who did the murdering. But this story is pretty intense, isn't it? With just all this drama shit in it. Hi, Titty Biscuity. Yes, I'm in a diner. It's like an ice cream parlor type diner. And it turns out that they microwave their food, so I refused it. I was going to get something just to be here and use the Wi-Fi, but no, I'm not getting anything. But anyway, because she got so upset about this, she ended up, I guess she was mentally ill too, or something. I don't know. But she ended up drugging him and then tried to cut his nuts off and succeeded in doing one testicle, which left him unable to function at all sexually. So he considers himself a eunuch. Now, why would I want to even be with a person like this? He wanted to cuddle and he's talking about sex doesn't mean anything. Well, maybe for him it doesn't. I don't want to spend my life with a man that can't have sex. I'm still a viable female. I have my libido still, even if I am 70 years old. So, yeah, he definitely had the hots for me. He was wanting to kiss me all the time and hug on me and everything. But I just wasn't interested in this person at all. I mean, I was trying to be kind to them and understanding, and we had some really good discussions about the whole intersex thing. But then when it came to him being able to cop to being autistic, he just went ballistic and didn't want to admit that he had autism, which he did because it was creating problems. And I was getting kind of nervous about being there because I had a tire that the first time I went to Slab City, I call it Slob City now because it's so decadent and disgustingly just piles and piles of trash. Oh, well, I don't think I'm going to be finding anybody here. You know, the person, you know, I got super high standards. Like, I won't just be with anybody. And I'm still celibate. I don't have sex until I find this person. And I really feel like my best relationship is still ahead of me. But they got to be super, super healthy, healthier than me, even. You know, no, I don't even think I could be attracted to a man my own age because most of them are like, most of the boomers are like gone. They don't have the same kind of awareness that I have and health. And I want them to be, you know, to have a bigger chest than their belly. You know, and most guys are the opposite. So, you know, and the last guy I was with was 16 years younger than me. So I imagine it's going to be down in the 50s, early 50s. This person that I'm talking about, this intersex person, was 52 or 3. 52 are going to be 53. So, you know, most guys my age, I'm not interested in them. I don't want to be with some old fogey. I don't consider myself old. I consider myself pretty young. Most people think I'm younger than I am. And I have aged a lot in the last 3 years. I look like way younger before all this shit started, all this stress and everything. So, I don't think we're going to find any nano-free people. Everybody is got it. Everybody. You can't get away from it. If you breathe the air, which pretty much everybody does. Do you know anybody that doesn't breathe air? If you eat the food, I mean, I avoid most of the food. My diet is so limited. I allow myself little treats and stuff like that, like dark chocolate and nuts and stuff. Even that isn't, because I'm quitting caffeine. I haven't been drinking coffee. I mean, I've been doing some decaf, but not caffeine. You're purposely nano-maxing out. Oh, good for you. Yeah, so it seems like it's the Gen X, but actually I've been young people, guys as young as in their 30s are hitting on me. I mean, I'm not taking them up on it or anything like that, and it feels good that I can still attract someone that young. But a lot of times they're immature or they got mommy issues or something like that. So I don't know if I'm ever going to find this alpha male with super intelligence and healthy and knows what's going on, because I'm getting, lashed at, from people who don't want to hear what I have to say about the food system, because they're literally addicts in denial. People on the food system are acting just like a drug addict that is on heroin or meth or whatever. I've never done meth, even though I get accused of it. I have done heroin. I told people that I've done that back in the 80s. I was 5 years on it, but I was a functioning addict. I still worked and made money and, able to pay for rent. And, I lived in Phoenix at the time when I first started, and that was awful. Then I left and went back to Pittsburgh and had that surgery for my lung surgery. I had the fungus in my lung, and everybody's got fungus. Don't think you don't have it. So, hi Renee, how you doing? Hayton? Man, I gotta put my glasses on so I can see these names here. Hi Hayton. How do you know that? I don't know. Who wants to claim to be a beta or a gamma or an alpha? You can list your little thing there. But I do want an alpha male. Because I've had the, where I've been kind of like the upper hand in my relationships and stuff like that. But I was always the one making the money and everything. And just, like my daughter's dad was a surfer boy I picked up in San Clemente. I mean, I literally picked him up from his friend's house. I should have known better, but I don't know. At the time, I was just ready to have a baby, and he was available and viable. And our relationship, we were married for 5 years, and then he started cheating, and that was the end of that. So I had to leave him and go through all the bullshit of divorce and all that. And I was in Canada at the time, and I didn't have status as a Canadian citizen. If we had done the paperwork and paid the $1,800 or whatever it was at the time, I would have been able to stay in Canada, because Canada was actually the best place I ever lived. No, not all of Canada. Like, I wouldn't want to live in Vancouver, which is where my daughter lives, in Vancouver, BC. But I did live in British Columbia for 6 years. But I lived on Salt Spring Island. But first, it was on Vancouver Island in Victoria. So that was nice. That's where my daughter went to school. She went to French immersion. She went from kindergarten to 6th grade learning everything in French. They weren't allowed to talk English, except in kindergarten. They were allowed to talk part of the time in English. But once they got in 1st grade, no more English. She had to learn everything, math and everything, in French. So that was a good thing, because it turned out I kind of helped encourage her in the arts, and she chose to be a photographer, and she went to school of all places, in Montreal, in Quebec, which is French speaking. So she had the language all ready to go and everything. So, and the grandbaby's doing really good. Thank you for the congrats. I get to see the baby again tomorrow. My daughter's going to come down and meet me. So she's got the paperwork that she didn't have before, like a birth certificate or anything, and they wouldn't let her bring the baby in till she had the birth certificate, which I told her, just get the live certificate of birth. But see how they're forcing us to use these birth certificates and stuff like that? She wouldn't be able to come into the country, bring the baby in without the birth certificate. So, yeah, the baby is so cute. He looks just like his dad. My daughter is going to be 32 in June, and she's been with the same guy for like 14 years now. They didn't officially get married, and I never encouraged them to, because, you got to pay to get married. Then you got to pay through the nose in all different ways, emotionally in every which way, but financially, to get out of a marriage, it costs you so much more than going into one. It's like not worth it. You just make your own pact between yourselves. You don't need to and I have actually a reverend. I can marry people. I have a certificate to do that. Pretty much anybody can do it, but I do have an official one that I could marry people. Not that I ever did or even really want to, but I don't even know why. Yeah, I guess I kind of was, But okay, let me see. This thing is making it very difficult for me. This is a brand new mouse. My other one died. Okay, so I don't know if I missed anybody asking me anything. If you have a question, you can put that in caps, so I'll see it. But don't put caps for anything else. So because I want it just for questions. If anybody wants to ask a question. I am the Reverend. You must have reverence for me. You should bow to me. Okay, these people left. Can you hear me okay? Because I can turn it up a little bit now because these people are gone. Shoot. See, this thing is making it so difficult for me. Are you guys hearing me okay? I don't know if If I put it louder, people won't come over here. Okay, is that a little better? How much will you charge? I don't know. I never even actually did it. I don't even know where my actual certificate is because I don't even really care about that stuff. I have a teacher's degree. I have my license. They wanted me to come work at a place where they do massage and stuff, but I don't have my license. Is not active to be able to work it. And I never worked for anybody my whole life. After I was 19, I worked a couple years for someone. I worked on commission. And then I started from then on, I always rented my own chair. I never worked for anybody again. I always worked for myself, and I encourage people to do that. Who is Tiny Chod? I don't know who that is. Is that somebody I blocked? I don't think I only blocked one person ever. And is that who it is? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm thinking of going back to the East Coast. I liked in North Carolina. And then my friend, shout out to Aphrodite, Rose Starfire. I think she's heading there now. And it looks like she's taking almost the same route. I went from Washington all the way down through like Colorado and all these different states. I went down to Texas, then I went over to, I went through Louisiana and Texas and Alabama and Georgia, and then went into Florida, and then I stayed there with the Cuban boys in Florida for a while. And then I left there because it was so hot and I didn't have air conditioning in my caddy. And then I ended up I thought, well, I'll go north and it'll get cooler. I went to North Carolina and it didn't really get cooler. It was still hot and humid, but it was nicer there. I was right at the ocean, so I enjoyed that. Got to go be in the salt air and drink the seawater that I diluted. And, I miss the caddy. I cried. I had that car for almost 15 years. And it was still in such good shape. I had no tears in any of the upholstery. It was all leather. No tears, no holes, no burns, nothing. It was so clean. It wasn't even, it was just in really good shape. Well, maybe that's why I banned them, because that's I only banned one person, and that's all I remember ever doing, and I don't even know where to go to undo that. I mean, I don't know. If you're saying it's a troll, I don't need any more trolls. I already got Teddy Spaghetti here trolling me, so he might be the next one. So if I do ban anybody, it'll be him, because he's always giving me a hard time. But so far, I'm letting slide. But my tolerance might be wearing thin with all this craziness going on. How do you know, Lotus? Is that true, guys? Do you all have tiny dicks? I can't be too loud because there's people in here. Hi, Spaldo. But anyway, okay, we can do a poll. We can ask everybody how big theirs is and see how much they lie. Where's the poll? There was a thing asking me if I wanted to do a poll. Okay, here, start a poll. Okay. I'm asking the community, and you can vote yes or no. Oh no, I didn't. I have to put it in a yes or no question though. Okay, I have to I have to change this then. I have to change the poll to Let's see. Let's see how many lies we can get out of there. Start a question and answer or start a poll? Okay, I'll do the poll and we'll use Lotus's comment. Okay. So you get to answer yes or no. This is for the guys. Let's see. Oh, the other one didn't go off, or did it? It might have went off. Everybody says yes. Who's answering? It just doesn't say who it is. Okay, it's. I guess it's anonymous. Okay, we got 40% of the guys saying no, and 60% of them saying yes, unless the girls are answering for the guys. Okay. There's a little kid over here, so I have to be careful. I don't say anything too loud here. Okay. So I guess I have to end this. We got 5 votes. All right. Now, is anybody else going to vote, or I will end the poll? Okay. Okay. 6 out of 10 guys have a tiny dick, so that's the consensus, right? Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, to be perfectly honest, I personally don't like a really big one. My ex was too big. I'm tiny and he's not. So it hurt. Sometimes it hurt.
I'm gonna try Rocky Road. So
okay, so my next tomorrow I'm going back up today or tonight or in the morning or whatever. I'm at Mount Vernon right now in Washington. So I'm heading up to Blaine, which is right at the Canadian border, where is like kind of my hangout. Bellingham, Birch Bay, Blaine, the 3 Bs all in there. That's where I kind of hang out. No, girth, no, that's too much. Too thick, sorry. Guys are weird. Okay, so I'm heading there. At least that's my short-term plan right now. It's just to go see the baby, my daughter, and we'll probably have lunch. Maybe at the Thai place that has pretty good food. I don't even trust eating chicken in a lot of places because who knows where they're getting this from? You know, who knows where any restaurants getting their food from these corporations that most of the food, I'm telling you, in the stores, read the labels. I'm telling you, it's up to 90% toxic. The labels are reading contains a bioengineered ingredient. Now they just started this last year, and for the last 3 years, it's progressively getting more and more and more and more. Food has this natural flavoring in it, which could be anything. I mean, it could be something not bad, like it could be some kind of like vanilla flavoring or something like that. But then you don't really know because they're putting all kind of shit in the food now. I mean, they're talking about insects being in the food and the meat. Who knows what's in the meat supply? I only get meat from ranchers, like local farms, people that I feel like I can trust. They're not from the store, not from the supermarket. I don't eat vegetables anymore. Very seldom. Sometimes, like I'm, still like onions and stuff like that. But even garlic and all that stuff is not meant to be eaten all the time because it's a medicinal food. Ginger, turmeric, all of them. They do not have the nutritional value They are good for cleansing and healing and stuff, but not to be eaten as a food every day, because then when you do need it, you've got a tolerance to it and it isn't going to work. Uh-oh. Shoot. Did that go off for you guys, or just because I didn't move it? I don't know. The whole screen went down for a minute. Ariel is, I don't know if I should talk about Ariel right now, what he just kind of was talking to me about, but I should ask him first before I say anything about it. He's asking me questions about things that he's known, some of the things that I'm going through that he might be himself, but I don't want to say stuff, but he's starting to realize some of the things that I've been saying all along, like he didn't want to hear about it, I guess. I don't know, like even just the water. So he was drinking water from the tap, and I says, Ariel, don't do that. He goes, well, it saved me from dying of thirst. So, but, the fluoride in the water, it's everywhere. There's like no getting away from it, I think. It's just crazy. And I don't even know that we can trust bottled water, because a lot of the bottled water is coming from municipal sources. It even says it right on the bottle. It'll say, like, bottled at some springs or something, and they list the different springs, like 1 or 2 or whatever, and or municipal water supply. That gets them off the hook. They don't have to give you any of that spring water. They just can give you the water from the municipal water supply, which is the tap water with the fluoride in it. And you can't get that fluoride out unless you buy specific filters to take the fluoride out. And then what I found out is I bought a Berkey. Okay, I already knew about Brita and Pure filters adding aluminum back to the filtered water. So you're just getting more aluminum, up to 33%, and I forget one was 33, of course, and then the other one was, I forget what the other one was. But then I found out that Berkey is doing it too. And you know how expensive those Berkeys are? I have a travel Berkey that costs over $400. I haven't even used it yet. And maybe that's why my gut didn't propel me to use it. It's just still in the box. I don't know if I can return it or not. But it, I just don't. But I did get the fluoride filters, which cost like $60 a piece or something like that. They're super expensive. And like you could, it's like there was 2 filters that went into the thing. One's like a regular filter, and then the other one was a fluoride filter. And I just never ever used it. So I don't even know. And now I notice that they're messing with the distilled water. Because I usually get distilled water, and then I put salt, the Celtic sea salt, back into the empty water. There's nothing in it. Okay, now, and then I get my minerals that way. So don't trust the Himalayan salt unless you know where it's coming from. They're using, corrupted salt, and they're putting dyes in it, dyeing it pink to make you think you're getting it. It's just, so I'm using the Celtic sea salt, which has all the minerals and the electrolytes that you need. And I put like, what are they being sued for? Do you know? Good for you, Teddy. Teddy's always going to say something opposite of what I say. So whenever you see him posting stuff, it's all nonsense. He's just being a jerk. He thinks he's being funny when I'm trying to literally teach people. And I do have a teacher's license. YouTube, tell me I'm giving out misinformation. You're full of shit. I have a teacher's license, and I've been studying this stuff my whole life almost. I've been doing this stuff more than most people have been even on this planet. So interesting enough, I started my journey at 33 in 1984. Isn't that weird, those numbers? I got off of heroin And then I started my journey from then on and changed my whole life around. I never went back to heroin. I never shot up again. And I did it for like 5 years. So I was, I was pretty resolved to quit. Most people keep going back and stuff. I didn't. I stopped. That was it. And then I started helping other addicts. I did one-on-one. I sponsored girls. I even went back to the treatment center I went through and did group therapy there for the addicts, and they appreciated it because they didn't want some therapist coming in that learns all this shit from school and don't have any personal experience to know what it's like to be an addict, what you go through, how hard it is to stop. You keep thinking, oh, I won't do it tomorrow, and then you do. You just can't not do it because you're in so much friggin' pain. Not just, physical pain, emotional pain, all kind of pain that, it's not fair to make fun of addicts or put them down, no matter what kind of drug, because you all are addicted to food. And you try going without food and see if you don't go through some kind of, withdrawals trying to just quit food. The food system is so weaponized. That's what's going to take people down. And the first ones that go down are going to be the vegans. Mark my words. You watch and see. There won't be any, I don't think there's going to be any vegans coming to my channel. I don't care if they do. Hopefully they learn that that vegetables are indigestible cellulose. They have anti-nutrients because they do not want to be eaten. They are as sentient as animals. So people like with their virtue signaling say, oh, don't eat the animals. Oh, don't eat. But meanwhile, they're eating plants. It's the same thing. It's like they were put here for us to eat, the animals, to get their milk or whatever. I drink raw milk, and occasionally I do eat beef steaks. I don't eat pork because I feel like I know what pork is about. Why do you think the Jews don't eat pork? Why? You should know. And why do they use pig parts to replace people parts? They use pigs because they are part man, and they're a hybrid of man and wild boar. And this is their long-term cannibalism. People are literally going to go nuts, and people are already eating people. And they have restaurants allegedly in LA that are serving up human meat. I don't know how they're getting away with it, if it's really true or not. Does anyone know? We got a Gamma-Rama, huh? I don't know about them coming to my stream. I don't really see them anymore. I was just going through some of my old videos to see if I missed out on any comments that I didn't respond to. And it just seems like they were coming, harassing me or whatever, but they kind of just phased out and they're not doing it anymore. Maybe once in a while, but how you doing, Gamma-Rama? Am I saying it right, or is it Gamma-Rama? Gamma-Rama. I think it's supposed to rhyme. So, I don't know. I haven't been really getting too much. I did for a long time. I got harassed. I got just, you can imagine. And people, tell me to go take my meds or something like that. So, anyway, the connections that I'm making about is I'm seeing that these tranny people, there's no such thing as trans. You can't change into one sex to another. So, but it's a mental illness, and it's very obvious now that how mentally ill these people are. But most of them, if not all of them, are on psych meds or have some mental illness. And I'm actually to the point where I'm more compassionate towards them. I was frustrated for a long time, and even kind of making fun of them, but I don't like to do that because they are under heavily indoctrinated. And if you notice that it's this new generation, they're calling, I guess it's alpha generation now, they're starting the whole, they ended with Z and now they're starting at the beginning of the alphabet. So it'll probably go alpha, beta, whatever. But all of them pretty much will be on medication their whole life. It's a cash cow, but it's more than just the money. It's not about the money as much as it is about capturing them and making them unable to procreate, which they can't. Once they have that bottom surgery, they're lucky they can even urinate or defecate. They're having to use, and they don't even get to have normal sex. This is really sad, and this is our future. These people can't procreate, so they're going to be eliminated. They're just going to be gone. I mean, most of them will have cancer within 10, 15 years from all those hormones and stuff. They know this already. And I just watched a thing of a lady who was like a therapist or I forget what they called them. But in order they have to get signed off by one of these therapists saying that it's okay for them to go forward with the surgery and the drugs and everything else. And this lady couldn't handle it on her conscience. And she started talking about she's probably going to get so much backlash and be hated and everything. But it's helping. And more people that have detransitioned are starting to come around and talk about it. So that's going to help a lot to turn this around because these people are just so under the influence, under a spell. Their hormones are so messed up that they can't function correctly. I mean, some of them have to use colostomy bags. The weird thing is that it's autistic girls now that want to be boys. It's kind of switched over. It used to be men wanting to be women, which it still is, and I still think it's all leading up to make normalize pedophilia and even legalize it. I think that's what it's all leading up, and they're using all these young people to reach that goal. And these young people it's just sad. What are we saying there, Lotus? Teddy is out for the terrible mentalism. What does that mean? Oh, I see. Okay, we'll keep up on him, I guess. I didn't notice what he said, but... Oh, there's Ariel. Hi, Ariel. They were just asking about you. So if you want to talk about... They were asking how you're doing and everything, and I told them that you were going through some stuff right now, but I couldn't really disclose what you're going through until you give me permission to. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. I get to see the baby tomorrow and my daughter, my two babies, my baby and her baby. Who'll be asking about you? I don't know who it was, but somebody was asking how you were doing. So Ariel has a channel where he does astrology. He'll do readings for people too. And he does, I like his exercise videos the best probably, because he does some good exercises and different things without using a bunch of equipment, and you don't need to go to a gym. You could just, all you need is a floor and sometimes maybe a wall, and occasionally he'll use the dumbbells and stuff to add a little bit of resistance. But so check out his channel, and you guys can put your links to your channels up if you want, share, try to, I don't know, I don't like that when you go to people's channels and they get on people for leaving their, promoting their own channel. What's wrong with that? We should be doing this, helping each other with stuff like this. So, Okay, Ariel, we had a poll up earlier. You missed the poll. So, you missed the poll. We did a tiny dick poll to see who said 6 out of 10 guys had a tiny dick. But, I guess I can't say anything. These are the best time ever. In what way? Tell us. I'm trying to get people to give their views and stuff like that. I'm not trying to, I'm open to different people's ideas and stuff like that. Did we lose Teddy? What is it, like 300 seconds or something they get timed out for? That's your identity? I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy, like somebody just said something about if you have just because you shit on a shelf doesn't make it a toilet. So that was a pretty good thing. Yeah, I know it was timed out, but what is the timeout for, like 300 seconds or something? Like it's like a couple minutes, or how long is the timeout? Shoot, I don't know if my thing went off or not. So I don't know what his accusation was about. I didn't even see what he said. 5 minutes, okay. 300 seconds. So that's 5 minutes then, right? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Well, I told you he's a troll. He's been doing this for a long time. And I told him if he keeps pushing me, I probably will ban him. And I've only banned one person. And I don't remember who they were, but somebody was saying it might be somebody else that they want me to unban. But I think it's only, I don't even know where to go find where I ban, where do I do it? I guess I have to look into my account and see who I banned. I don't know. And I'll give people another chance, but if they act up again or they get, if they start getting overly, I think that person was starting to do, I don't remember because it was quite a while ago, and I'm not a banner by nature. I tried to let people say what they want, but then if they start coming on a little too strong, I will ban them. Or if they're harassing other people in the chat or something like that. So, okay, so we had a solar eclipse and now we're going to have a lunar eclipse. So, what does that mean, Ariel? Why don't you explain what that means or what we should look for? Or how it will affect us? Oh, you're not going to tell us? Thanks. Who? Is it anybody I know? Ariel is Cuban, and he lives with a bunch of Cuban guys that are all fun and everything. Hi, Kitty. Kitty Fox is here. Hello. Oh, bye, Hayden. Thanks for showing. Well, how do we need to get our acts together? This is not our fault that we're in this situation. For some of it is, but for the most part, it's these evil controllers that I call the freaks that are doing it. Yeah, I know Roberto. I still owe him a massage. He was there when I was there. Don't you remember? 613, hi. Is this on your channel then? Is this 613? Is this your channel? Or is this somebody else's channel you're promoting here? Oh, you're staying at the, you were saying bye to Ariel or somebody then. End all addictions that yeah, people have to work on their own self You know, there's so many distractions out there to keep everybody focused on everything else but their own inner self. That's where I think we find our spirituality or God or whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm not so sure I go for this God that they promote because they're always promoting shit that's not good for us. So, um, oh, Brad's leaving. Oh, okay. Well, tell Brad I said hello and good luck on his move. All right. Thanks, Ariel, for stopping by. Get that mask out of here. And don't be saying stay safe either. He always teases me with that stay safe shit because he knows how much I realize it's a spell that, and every time you use that stay safe on somebody you care about, you're cursing them. That's their invention. It's one of their weaponized words, just like smart and green and all these things that people think are so, like they're using it, they're manipulating people with these words and stuff, and words are powerful. Safe travels is better, is okay, but it's still kind of setting you up to stay dangerous. Yeah. Um, Stay strong. Yeah. That's kind of encouragement to not like let things get to you. But that safe thing is more about like, what do you need to stay safe from? The boogeyman. They want you to be afraid of the boogeyman. Now, if you said, be careful, watch you don't trip on that rock over there, that's something specific and that's different. But just to keep it vague, it keeps everybody in this, oh my God, I gotta be safe, gotta be safe, oh my God. It's a mind fuckery thing. So just remember that when you're saying that to somebody else. Just say, I love you. Don't say stay safe. It seems like every time I think I had a good conversation with someone, I walk away from them, they go, stay safe. Like, you had to say that. You had to ruin everything with that, didn't you? Now do we have another troll here? Yeah, take care is good. That's probably okay. I don't know. It's just this everything about being safe and our safety, and they're here for our safety, and none of this is about our safety. This world is not really safe the way it's set up. And it's coming at us from so many directions, and people are not seeing it. People are still so compartmentalized. They see little bits, and they don't back up far enough to see the whole picture. I mean, it's the food, it's the lights, the LED lights are everywhere. They're in, they gave them to us for free. Remember, they gave them to us. This was quite a lot of people think LED lights are the greatest. They don't even realize it's a weapon. The street lights, the car headlights have them. Are the light bulbs in the house? I still have incandescent bulbs. I take with me wherever I go. And then when I go if I ever get a room like at a motel or something like that, I take their lights out, put my lights in, and then take them out when I leave. So. Who are you talking to? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not really, I don't know, I just kind of recently was in a couple of people still dealing with Owen, and I'm not really there, but I occasionally, run into these people that are still like recovering from Owen, some bears maybe that are, finally waking up to it. Okay, let me just see this for a minute, what he said here. Okay. Oops. Shit, I undid that, did I? Okay. Hi, Quantum Epic. Thanks for coming by, Theo. you can see more than one chat. What does that mean? I am on my laptop because that's the only, I can't read the chat on my iPad. It won't, it just keeps fading back out, and I'm lucky I could read one thing and then I miss everything, and I can't even put in a, I can't even say hi or anything. See, I can do it here, but I can't do that on my iPad. No, I couldn't. It was weird, and I didn't like it. It was frustrating because I want to read the chat and interact. I hate it when people put up a live video and they, through the whole video, they're just talking at you, not interacting with the chat, asking them or answering them or anything. Why do they make it live? They might as well just put up a video and just put it out there if they're talking at people instead of with them. It's not right. Why even bother having a live if you're not going to talk to the people? I've been asked on a few panels, but I don't even know how to get into them. So I probably will start doing that a little bit. But I probably will get kind of rejected in a couple, because I noticed someone came on to somebody else's and was saying a lot of the same things I say. And he got well, it seemed like he got taken back in, and he stood he's kept firm in his position, and he kept polite and everything, and managed to still stay in there. But a lot of people were rejecting what he had to say. So I was wondering, well, they're probably going to reject what I have to say too. But a lot of people don't even know what the hell's going on, and they don't even give people like us a chance. They think they know it all, especially these vegans that are like gone, I mean, just look at some of these people, especially Santos. Look how bad Santos looks. Look how black his eyes are, how unhealthy he looks, how skinny he is, how transparent his skin is and everything. And how nuts he is now. He is just off the charts. Nuts, gone. So, I mean, what a difference from what he used to be to what he is now. He's just lost it. They got to him somehow. So the customer service, yeah, that's weaponized too, making you wait all this time. I mean, it was bad enough before, but it's even worse now. I was able to, whenever I called my bank, I knew everything they were gonna say, but now they got these big pauses in between that are like a whole minute. You gotta wait to answer the next question, and then you get cut off, or they hang up on you. I know Matt is I used to like Matt. I mean, he was entertaining, but now he's getting kind of obnoxious. But he's talking about all the first graders. Meanwhile, he's like second grade. And other, some of us are have backed up so far that we can see, he thinks he knows it all, and he don't really know shit. All he's doing is putting out a lot of fear porn, and I don't know, just he's not talking about any kind of solutions. It's always generate the drama and get people, it's distraction, which makes it more looking like that he is an agent or somehow affiliated and they're paying his way, because I don't know, maybe he gets money from YouTube. I'm not monetized. I don't really expect to be. They're not going to let me, I don't even think, get to 1,000. They keep knocking. I get 10 subs, they knock them right off. They might leave 1 or 2. And then I just see them go up, 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 and then it just knocks it. It's not going to let me do it. So I don't know if anyone is here and wants to sub just to help me break out of that. I mean, I'm not looking to get monetized. They really don't want your evil fucking money, especially what they're doing to people. Some people, man, this one guy that I've been watching, anybody watch Odin, JT, he's like an older guy, he's like 60, I think, 59 or 60, and he's doing a lot of the TikTok trans stuff, and he got thrown on like YouTube. He says just for February, YouTube owed them $23,000 that they're not going to pay him. Jameson's Travels, Odin's. He's got a couple different channels. He's on Rumble now, I think. So it is pretty profitable, I guess. Yeah, I thought Benton might show up here, but because he just subbed to me, and I was on his live stream earlier today, and I was I don't understand how it's 24/7. What does that mean? It's just ongoing, just like a live stream the whole time, or what? Yeah, it's Odin's Men, and he also has another one called Jameson Travels. But that's who I mean. I'm talking about him. He's pretty funny. Yeah, I probably will, because even like I was surprised I was so accepted right away when I went on Milker Nation. He just automatically gave me a wrench and made me a mod, and just, you know, everybody was really nice to me because there's still, you know, Owens, you know, shills and trolls and stuff harassing me sometimes, but not as much as they used to. I don't know. I think Owen's losing steam, man, because he's got Barricade Garage on him now, and Milker Nation. Still, shout out to Milker Nation. Shout out to Barricade Garage. Yeah, I like Milker Nation. He's cool. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I know YouTube is unsubbing people because they've been unsubbing me, and I've been like shadow banned across the whole fucking platform because I know that in certain live streams and chats, I don't show up. They don't see my comments, and then my comments don't even show up underneath the video, not just in the chat. But I've verified that with people that I know, and they're saying they're not showing up, and it wasn't them who. It's not the people who have the channels that are doing it's YouTube, because they don't want me talking about the shit I know about. And you guys got to remember that. Let me see what this person is saying. Oh, hey, Quantum. Tell this expert to stop. Whatever. I don't know. If you got timed out, you probably deserved it. So I don't know. It's still showing up. Aphrodite's here. Hi. Shout out to Aphrodite. I did a shout out earlier. How you doing? Where you at now? So this is Aphrodite. She's I went and visited her a couple times in California when I was in there. On my way down, I hooked up with her. We did a live stream, and then on my way back, I hooked up with her again, and no, they don't. You're in Joshua Tree, okay. So you're heading to North Carolina too. That's where I would go back. Maybe I'll hook up with you there when I'm going tomorrow back up to Bellingham, Blaine. We're at the Canadian border. My daughter's going to come down with the baby, so I'm going to get to see her again. It's that hot there? So I'm going to see the baby tomorrow, and then I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I might head back to North Carolina. That's the best place I've been so far. The people there are super, super friendly. They're the friendliest people I met in the whole country. And I've been to pretty much all the states, at least 30 states. I never made it up to Maine, and I didn't get to like Rhode Island and the New England states there. I got to Delaware and New Jersey, and I don't know what other cities I went through there. Virginia, but and when I was in Pennsylvania, when I was in Philadelphia, I tried to get Matt to come meet me for lunch or something. He wouldn't do it. He won't do it. I don't think he'll meet any subs or anything. So I don't really even listen to him anymore. I like tried to like listen to his last one, and it's just not for me anymore at all. But I still stay sub to a few people just to see what they're doing or where they're at, what they're talking about, how full of shit they are, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You think he's AI, really? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Why would he have all that stupid shit with the cats and, like peeing all over the place, having to tear up rugs? That house he lives in looks like a dive. I was in Florida. I was in Indiana. I went looking up a friend in India, and I couldn't find him. And because I went to Churubusco, Indiana. Do you know of that? That's it's only 1 mile long, the whole town. So I thought I'd be able to find him just because it's such a small town, or at least his family, and see. He was like an old boyfriend of mine from Phoenix. That was from there, but I couldn't. Even the cop, he tried to help me find the guy's family or somebody, a relative or something that could help me find him. The cop was so super nice, but this is a small town. But I had a really long, in-depth conversation with this cop. It was really cool because we were talking about, he was telling me about how cops that shoot people, how it messes with them so bad that it destroys their career and they just can't handle it. And so, I mean, that was a pretty in-depth conversation to have with a cop. And then I was quite surprised that I had a really nice cop, of all places where I would expect to have the worst cops, in Portland. Because Portland and Seattle are toast. Those places are gone. And I'm curious to see if something does happen in Seattle, like Garrow's talking about from, some of you guys know who Garrow is from Jurassic Liars. Because I've had some feelings about something happening in Seattle involving Elvis and Trump. The same kind of, so I don't know if we're getting the same kind of download or something, but I feel something. Now, I thought it was going to happen sooner, but it turns out that what I was feeling had more to do with, it happened, I thought it was November 3rd, but what happened on November 3rd, 2019, or was it 2020? Yeah, 2020, I guess it was. I don't know, but that's when the event 203 happened. That's what I was feeling, and I didn't know what to connect these feelings, this intuitive feeling I had about something going on, and that's on that particular day, on November 3rd. And that's what happened, and that was the beginning. That was them telling us that this shit was going to happen when the whole COVID thing happened. And when I went outside and saw everybody with those masks on, I just thought, oh my God. I was in shock, thinking, people really going for this? Which shows you that they're taking some kind of a download. And I bet Matt wears a mask. I bet you when he goes to the King of Prussia mall, I bet he wears his mask to get what he wants. Because he doesn't eat well. He drinks, he eats pizza, watching movies, and just beer. He's not healthy. So what is, and then also when I try to, say, what about solutions, Matt, in his, leaving comments, this was like a couple of years ago, he came back with a video talking about me saying that because he goes, listen, lady, and just tried to defend himself. He still doesn't talk anything about solutions. I think, well, maybe the closest thing he does say about solutions is go inside, you know, your own self. That part I agree with him. Oh, we got Victoria here. Everyone I don't like is stuck in NPC mode. We should find a new word for NPC because it's for lack of a better word, people know what you're talking about, but it's just a weird designation or something like that, But even I guess my own daughter could be considered that. She's kind of on the fence in the middle, and she does know things because she's heard me say these things forever, and me questioning things like years and years ago, me calling things fake and the fake weather and everything. And she just rolled her eyes, and I never vaccinated her ever, and she went and did it to herself. That just broke my heart that I didn't have enough influence over her to keep her from doing that to herself. So I hope her baby's not affected, and I hope she's not vaccinating the baby. No, I'm not a gamer. I have never done any kind of gaming. I never did any kind of, I've never even did virtual reality things. I never watched porn. I've never done any of these things. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the radio. I don't watch movies. Just so many things I just don't do. I just avoid all these things intuitively. It's like, and they're all influencing people. I'm sure there were some things. I know what I was influenced by in my time because I was like a hippie chick in the 60s, and I was under the spell of the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. They made us think it's just so cool to have promiscuous sex and all that kind of shit. And then I got into the drugs. I did that too. I didn't really drink alcohol. Thank God I don't do that. But not to say, I think alcohol is the gateway drug. Don't let them tell you cannabis is. And you notice that alcohol's not in any of the schedules. They put cannabis in Schedule 1 with heroin, and cocaine is in Schedule 2. So that means, according to their logic, that cannabis is worse than cocaine. Don't you know? Just to scare people away from something that's healing. Because I did the RSO because they told me I had cancer, which I don't think it's really cancer. It's probably just the nano poisoning. And I may have to, I don't know if I should probably delete this video when I'm done. So. I don't know, Victoria, you started to come at me, but you seem like you're kind of mellowed out. So as long as you don't, I don't know what your thing is, but I just don't want to have any kind of stuff going on that's making everybody uncomfortable. So, shoot, I can't do this now. Oh, well, here it is. Yeah, I know. I heard about her saying that. So I don't know. Do you want to say something about that, Victoria? Do you want to defend yourself and what you said about me? Or apologize or anything like that and clear the air, or so nothing's hanging over your head? I don't know what you did, but I heard it from someone else too. Not just her. So it's not about her. It's about you and what I don't know. Okay, so if you don't have anything, we'll just let it go. But if it comes up again, then we'll know. What is this person? Do I need to remove this person? Why is he being timed out? Is it really for no reason? I know Teddy has a tendency to be a dick, but I'm talking right now about what's his name? Ted Bob. He's saying he's getting timed out for no reason, and I don't know why. So, okay, I don't know. Okay, leave us, let him come back, and we'll see. I don't want it. I don't want a bunch of uncomfortableness. All right. Well, I don't have anything against you. I don't know, but I think I did see you say something about me in a chat that I was in. Specifically, you were there. So it wasn't about anybody else having feelings or anything like that. It was you saying something. But I don't even remember what it was, so I just let it go, and we'll just leave it go and forget about it, okay? I don't really know him that well, so I didn't really see him say anything, so I don't know what he was saying that was, so. All right, so. Okay, everybody calm down and take a breath. Let's not be all weird and stuff, okay? Now, I've been an hour and 17 minutes now, so I don't know if I should go. They're not making me go, but I probably should pretty soon. Does anybody want to talk about anything else before I go? Okay, so all right. I was gonna ask where everyone is at right now, just so I have an idea. What you could put the city if you want, or if, at least the state. I mean, you don't have to dox yourself, but I tell people where I am all the time. I don't care. I've only had 2 instances where somebody tried to open my car door while I was in it. Like they were doing a prowl, coming along trying to, 2 times. And I think they were more scared than I was. They like ran away. This one big black guy ran so fast, it was funny. I wish I could have filmed that. But the other person that did it just did it and went, and I didn't really see. I don't know, someone's been giving me like hiccups or something. Okay, you're in Canada. Okay, we got 1 from Canada, California, and 2 from, okay, you're San Diego County. Okay. I think that's where me and, is Aphrodite still here? Did she leave? Shoot, I didn't get to talk to her with all this motion going on, but are you still here, Aphrodite, or did you go? Okay. Oh. Huh. I don't know. Okay, we got Kitty from Germany. I remember that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if it don't, yeah, just don't, it doesn't have to be too, it has to be pretty serious if you're going to time them out. I mean, I'm tolerant of people with their nonsense. Okay, if nobody else wants to say where they're from, I'm just wondering if there's anyone like where I haven't gotten really a plan yet, which way I'm heading, where I'm going next. But I have a feeling I might end up back on the East Coast again. Also, is anyone here from Chalk Body Outline? No, Drew, because Drew was talking about doing a meetup somewhere, and he was asking where people would want to go. And so far, people were saying Las Vegas, which is not where I would want to go. I don't like Vegas, and I don't gamble, and I don't drink. So I don't know, and it's just kind of desert, and I don't like desert, especially after this last desert scenario I was in. Like I started to say, the thing that I was getting nervous about was the fact, okay, I'm in this guy has a trailer at Slab City. He invites me over on the premise he's going to help me get another car, and he's going to fix my car, get my flat fixed. It wasn't, I had already had a flat and I had it fixed, but it had a slow leak in it, and it was slowly going down. Like 3 days I'm there, nothing's happening with my car. It's not getting fixed. I'm not getting any, he's not, he said there's all these cars that like were available, and like I could, because I'm looking to buy a bigger van, but there was nothing to be had there. The one person that was selling a vehicle, I did not want to have anything to do with them, let alone buy a car from them. I didn't trust them. I didn't like their energy. I didn't like the way they looked. It was cringe. And so I was like anxious to get out of there because I don't like the heat. I don't like the desert. I don't like that there's no trees there, that there's no water. And plus the fact that I had a tire that was slowly going flat. And if I didn't get out of there, and this person was, trying to scare me into staying by telling me that, oh, as soon as you drive out of here, if the cops see you, they're going to stop you. They're going to throw you in jail and impound your car. This is what this person was doing that was supposed, liked me and wanted me to stay. He was trying to scare me into staying. And then I started realizing, oh shit, this is not going well. This person does not want me to leave. I went in the desert in December. It was cold. That's why I went there, to get to the warm. So I was there for December. I was there through January. I left Slab City, California, and went to Quartzsite. So I was there for Christmas in Quartzsite, and then into January. And then I headed back up the coast. That's when I hooked up with Aphrodite the first time. And then I went all the way up to Washington to see my daughter and the baby, because by that time the baby was already born. And the baby was born in February 7th. So I was getting nervous about this, being stuck there. If my tire went flat and I had nobody to help me fix it, that would have been awful, because I didn't want to be at this person's house, especially with them coming on to me so strong, and it was disgustingly dirty. And because of their autism, they kept repeating the same story over and over and over again about how this person took advantage of them and destroyed this house and stuff. And meanwhile, this person's long gone, weeks gone, and the house is still filthy with dirty towels and shit on the floor. That's not from somebody else. That was from him. And then I gave him a haircut on top of it. And then he had the nerve to tell me where the broom was to go sweep the floor. And after I picked up most of the hair, it's like, fuck you, dude. You clean the floor. I just gave you a free haircut. And I don't usually do haircuts that much anymore. I do them as favors for people or as a bartering thing or something. But I got out of that back when I was pregnant with my daughter. I stopped all, chemical things. I didn't do colors anymore. And that's what was my forte. I was a good hair colorist. So. Okay. I used to be adjacent to a cult. What does that mean? What does that mean, Ted Bob? Explain yourself now. I wasn't part of that cult. That's what you're talking about. So I could see why she would want to time you out. I know what Owen is. I was never a bear. I was never in his cult. I got cut out of that right away. Nobody knows what went down about that. Me and Owen know. But Owen ran away from me like the big coward that he is, or she is, whatever the fuck it is. Might be Klinefelter's syndrome, but he's got something. I was into Owen in the very beginning when I was listening to him, and then I found out that most of the stuff he's saying, he's getting from other people. It wasn't coming from him. And it took me a little bit of while. I mean, I don't know immediately everyone, but then I started noticing his tactics and the things he said. But then when I met up with him and I saw how he behaved in real life, and he ain't no 6'8". He ain't no 6'6". He's a fucking liar. Oh, I think somebody heard me. I gotta be careful. No, don't get carried away. And then I started to no, and I felt like that Amy needed maybe help, but then I started to think maybe Amy is part of it. She's in on it. She's part of the whole deal. Maybe she's a dude for all I know. I mean, Owen is connected to Hollywood. Right there is a sign. And I started learning more and more about the Hollywood celebrities and stuff like that. And so in Owen has a lot of markers that makes him look very female. He could be taking the the human growth hormone, which would cause him to be tall. He is tall, but he's not as tall as he says. You don't have to look up to him like this. I was close up to him. I was, about 8 feet away from him one time. But the first time I met him, I stood like from here to where I am on my screen, talking through his car window with George the dog in his car. And he started going, oh, what do you want? You want to, here. He was trying to give me money to get rid of me. He was scared of me. So he has all the, he's got small hands, he's got the sloping shoulders. You only see him mostly from here up, like you see me here. But my shoulders are more square than his. He's got girl hands, he's got puffy, he's got the subcutaneous fat all over his body. Amy's more masculine than him, and I saw Amy in person too at the grocery store in Sandpoint. No, I didn't really pay attention to the James True thing. I listened to James True. I couldn't even listen to him either. So So now the thing with Owen is Jim Bob and him having, so why he's always in some kind of turmoil with somebody that he once liked or they liked him. So now it's Jim Bob and Barricade Garage. Because I listen to Barricade Garage. I'm in on his live streams, but not James True or no other people. For the most part, I like what Barricade, there's some things, but there's some things he doesn't know about, but I still like him. Yeah, he's always got a beef with somebody. Always. It's like he wouldn't have any fodder to deal, like to thrive off of, to get at, to keep. What if everybody ignored him and he didn't have anybody to fight with or something like that? What would he talk about? Because he's getting his information from other people. I don't think that's coming to him directly. Like, I think a lot of the information I get is coming directly to me. And then I get confirmation sometimes from other sources. But I think a lot has to do with the fact that I fast and I detox so much, which keeps my body clean and clear and decalcifies the pineal gland. That gets, most people's your pineal gland should be as big as the rest of your eyes. Your third eye should be as big as your other eyes. And most people's is like tiny, like a little pea from all the fucking fluoride. I'm supposed to be not swearing so much. Well, most people do, and that's one of the ways to help get it to grow back is by decalcifying it through, everybody should be detoxing. Everybody. It should not even be eating the food in the first place. And if you keep, and somebody was just trying to justify their position by saying, oh, well, we shouldn't have to fast. We shouldn't be detoxing all the time. It's like, well, that's your denial system right there. That's like a drug addict saying, well, I can just chip on the weekends. I'll just shoot up on the weekends and then I'll, that ain't gonna get it, man. So the food system is just so bad. It's just so weaponized and people have no idea. People trying to defend it, saying eat healthy. They don't even know what it is to eat healthy. Most people do not know. Most people think eating vegetables is healthy. That is not healthy. You save the vegetables for when you're detoxing and want to clean your system out. It's cellulose, fiber. Fiber is a lie. Fiber is not good for you. That's what vegetables are. They're fiber. You might as well be eating cardboard. Really. I mean, they taste good. And now they're pushing this stupid kale. Oh my God, the people that are going for the kale. Stuff is nasty. It doesn't taste good. They got to doctor them. And the other thing I was thinking about how vegans, and even I guess vegetarians, but mainly the vegans, they're always trying to duplicate the carnivore diet. They're using almond milk instead of real milk, or all these fake impossible meats that they are always trying to copy in another kind of way, the stuff that's actually good for you. But they won't eat that. But they're going to copy it and make all these different, this, that, and the other thing. Like it, fake sausage, fake meat, fake milk, fake all these oils, these seed oils instead of butter, lard, all the good stuff that people used to eat. And now it's getting difficult to find this stuff. You can hardly ever find raw cream. I have raw milk right now. In fact, today I made it. I usually try to do it once a day. I put egg. I got duck eggs. And I don't always eat the whites, but I will if I don't buy store-bought eggs. So I get chicken eggs at either the farmer's market, and which I went to yesterday, but I already had eggs. I had chicken eggs from a farm, and I had duck eggs. And I always go for the duck eggs if I can get them. They have, if you see the yolks on those things are so orange and so full of nutrients. Eggs are like the superfood, the best thing you can eat. So I put the egg yolk, sometimes the white, but not from stores, into my raw milk, not milk from the store. I don't buy any. The only things I buy at the store is citrus, lemons, and limes, and real maple syrup, dark maple syrup. If you can even find it now, it's getting to be harder and harder to find it. Yeah, goose eggs, if you can get one. And I had a goose egg. It was so big, it was unreal. But they're hard to find goose eggs. And then sometimes you can get like quail eggs or pullets, different kinds of like chicken eggs and stuff like that. But almost so much of the food is processed. So they used to say always shop around the outside of the store, but that's probably better than all the packaged stale food. But even vegetables aren't what they're cracked up to be. And these vegans with their virtue signaling like they're doing the right thing. Plants are sentient. They have feelings. They do not want to be eaten. That's why they have anti-nutrients in them. There is no nutrition in them. You can use them for cleansing, though, when you're like trying to detox and stuff. You can use for that maybe, but not as a source of good food. You don't even really get much calories out of them. Some, but not much, And I eat meat, and I don't eat enough of it. I mean, I'd like to eat more of it, but it's so expensive, and I'm only getting $68 now on my food stamps. That means $2.25 a day for food is what they're giving me. How are you supposed to live on that? So I don't eat very much. I'm constantly, I do cheat a lot because there's so little to choose from. Vegans, it's vegetarian, so why wouldn't it be vegans? It's not vegan, it's not vegetables. So why is it vegan? Who started that vegan shit? Vegetarians. It's not vegetarians. So why would it be vegans? It's vegans. To me, it's not vegan. So you can say whatever you want. So, and potatoes are like my favorite food next to onions. I love potatoes. But they're nightshades and they're in the ground. I mean, the food's growing in all this chemtrail fallout. Where's it going to go? It's going to go in the soil. It's in the rain. People are collecting rainwater. Like, rainwater's got all the concentrated nanoparticles in it. And if people don't think that's real, you better get a microscope and look. And you don't even need, like my daughter bought me a really nice microscope, She bought me a lot of nice gifts like that. And, but you can even get a toy one. You only need like 10 magnification. I mean, 100's better. And if you could get 1,000, that's even better. But even just a low magnification, you could see the fibers and the crap and the bugs and the insect parts inside that come out of you. But if you don't look to see it, you ain't going to see it with your eye. There's a couple videos on my channel you can look up, and they're really short. They're only like seconds long. They're not even like minutes long. Of my friend Lisa. Shout out to Waking God's Child. She's in Texas, and I went and visited her there. And so I got a couple of clips that she took of herself of these little tiny alien-looking creature, insect, bugs that came out of her. One came out of her throat, in her neck area, and one came out of her forehead. Go look at those things. And they are magnified. So I need to get one of those things. She's like a little magnifying thing that clips onto her phone. And I don't have a smartphone, so it probably wouldn't help me, because I just have a flip phone. I don't do the smartphone thing. I try to avoid anything smart meters, smartphone, smart food, smart water, smart anything. I avoid it. It's telling me right off the bat, this is not good for me. Stay away from anything smart. What's the upgrade lenses for? Are you talking about the magnifying lens that I also got? You know what they have even at Harbor Freight has for like $6. You can get like those little jeweler loops. I have two different ones. I have one that's like on a clip that I, keep it clipped on my visor, so I have it handy when I want to look at something under it. And I have one of those other jeweler's loops that's like a little round, hard thing that's about an inch or so, inch and a half, maybe high, that you just put down onto something and look on to it flat. So there's two different types, and they're both really super cheap. And there's like not a real high magnification, but it's enough to see some of this stuff. And this stuff is in everybody. We have operating systems in our body that people aren't aware of, and then the fungus everybody has on and in them is the interface for this nanotech that's in our body. And if you think you ain't got it, you're kidding yourself. That's why I avoid a lot of things. I think that's been my saving grace throughout my life, where a lot of other boomers are just going along with everything and accepting everything the way it was. And I just avoided so much stuff. And now I see why I avoided so much stuff, just growing up. And I get to see a lot of these changes. Like I was a little kid in the 50s. I saw the really blue sky and the really yellow sun. Now the sun is white. The sun used to be that yellow, and now it's white. And people have not seen this themselves because they're so used to the white sun since the 90s, maybe, or something like that. Who's the oldest person here? Anyone want to give up their ages? You guys know how I'm 71, right? So I must be doing something right if I'm in this good a shape for my age, except that I got the goddamn Morgellons going on. You can see all that. Me and Aphrodite have the same spots on her face. It looks like we were like a Rorschach test or something. Because that's the name my other video I did with her, called Connecting the Dots. And I don't think anybody got it, but that's what I meant, because we both had these things going on, and they were like lined up like we were like a mirror image of each other. I mean, she knows it too. It's not like I'm talking about her. So, and we need to all share about this stuff anyway to help each other through this crap. We go through a lot of stuff, us people that are affected with this Morgellon shit, man. It's disgusting. And I get like attacked, and I mean, the kind of bullshit that they can do to us is unreal. They can do anything they want to us. So I get a lot of the zaps and stuff and blowing out my veins and all kind of shit they can do to us. And I'm healthy. Were you on some kind of mushrooms or some kind of trip or something? Yeah, I don't use soaps so much. I got some kind of a soap recently that's a little bit, but I had, the only soap I would promote would be the Aleppo soap, which comes out of a town called Aleppo in Europe. And it's super, super fatted. It's got the, what's it called? Can't think of the word. It's a type of fat. I don't know. It's super fatted anyway, and it costs like $15 a bar. And then I left it behind at the Y when I went to the Y. Shit, I left that and something else. Forget what the other thing was. So, and because I don't have an address, I don't have anywhere I can like order these things to be sent to me unless I'm like going to be staying somewhere for a while, or make some kind of arrangements ahead of time. But I don't even like buying shit online. No, it's not lanolin. I think it starts with an L though, but it's not lanolin. Shoot, I'll think of it after I get off. But it's aged or what's the word? Not aged, but it's like aged for over 9 months. And the stuff that I got was like a year. So most soaps, they're not like that old. So that's what makes it really super special. But all the that's why it's so expensive, and it's probably more now. I wouldn't doubt if it's like $20 a bar by now. And actually they had it where it was 25% whatever, not lanolin, but shoot, I can't think of the word. I think it starts with an L. And they had it the flip way too, where you could get 75% of this super fatted thing in it. It made it cost even more, which I probably should have got that, but if I would have lost it, that would have been a big loss too. That's not always the case, I don't think. The first vowel is long. How do you say vowel with a long O? Vowel. You'd say vowel for vowel. So right there, right off the bat, you're wrong there. I'm sorry. I know the English language. So I do. I do know the language. And if you notice all the autocorrect is incorrect, how they're putting apostrophes into words that are plurals and vice versa, and they're spelling there, and there. People are spelling them all wrong, not using punctuation and everything. I'm pretty good at English. I'm a 4.0 student. Some of you guys know that Westinghouse sought me out to work for them. Westinghouse. You know who Westinghouse is? You know who Tesla is? You know Tesla? Yeah. They came looking for me based on my SAT scores that put me in the top 1% of this country. America. The top 1%. So that shows you where my intelligence is. So that's why I think Owen is so afraid of me, because of my intelligence. He wouldn't even know probably how to talk to me, but he's pretty intelligent. I'm not saying he's not. He is. But I think that's part of the reason why he didn't even want to talk to me, because he would have exposed himself. Who said it was vegan? Who decides that? The freaks? The ones who tell you everything that you should do and what you should believe? That vegetables are good for you? That meat is bad for you and you should feel sorry for the animals? Meanwhile, they're pushing this trans crap? Telling you there's such a thing as trans, and you can't even be trans. There ain't no such thing. You're either a man or a woman. There ain't no in-betweens. There ain't no spectrum or nothing. No, I have water here. I can't even. Who knows what this water might not even be filtered. I don't know. If they're microwaving the food they sell, do you think they care about giving me filtered water? Really? I should have brought my own water in. I did have it ready to go, and then I just didn't carry it because this laptop is so heavy. Yeah, you can pretend all you want. These people, if you look and see, pay attention, every single one of these trans people are on some kind of medication. They're they're for life. They're on medication, meds for life, like psychiatric meds. Plus, they're all the body cutting, chopping, whatever they're doing. These like so-called women have to keep pumping up their wound and keep it open. Have you seen what this jazz person is going through? It's a lot of times it's the parents. It's the parents' fault because it's like Munchausen by proxy. It's the fucked up parent, usually the mother, I would think, more often than the father. You know, like I just heard a story about somebody that has like four boys and they wanted a girl. They kept wanting a girl and they kept getting a boy. So they just started dressing the kid up like a girl just because they wanted a girl. How cruel is that to your own child to fuck them up like that? And a lot of people are claiming to be when they're not. They're claiming to even be autistic when they're not, because then they can get away with bad behavior. So, I don't know. Somebody said I had some kind of sapphic vibes, like I'm a lesbian or something like that. I've never been with a woman. I had no desire to be with a woman. So that was kind of weird. But it was somebody that was trying to attack me in a chat because they couldn't handle what I was saying and what the other person was saying that was also was on the panel even. So I don't know, there's always going to be people coming at you. And these are, people, I could see how dumbed down they are. And I'm a therapist too, so I can see right away when they start projecting, oh, that's what I should talk about too. Does anybody here know about Stephen at the sanity machine being exposed? I'm glad somebody did it. A woman who was a therapist too said she found out all this information about, Stephen is sanity machine, that he has a diagnosis of schizophrenia. He is a madman. When he's talking about all these creepy boys, he's the creepy boy. I kept saying that. He's doing so much projecting, and then this person came out with a manifesto against him. And she was being super fair about it, too. She could have been harder on him, and she was giving him the benefit of the doubt, but he is one fucked up dude. He tried coming after me, and he probably might even still, because I'm saying this now, but people need to be aware of him. He's a fucking bully. He's a cyber bully. He admitted to being, back in the day when he had a different identity and everything, he admitted to being schizophrenic and all these different things he admitted to online. And now he's not admitting to it, and he's pretending. He's trying to make everybody else out like they're crazy and they're this. I mean, he goes at Matt. He's going at even people that I don't like Derek at Lion Sword, because he called me a bitch he had no right to call me that. But he went after him, and then he went after one of his followers that I know in person, Charles, and he's gay, and he made fun of him for being gay and all this other shit, and for just drinking wine, organic wine. He made a big issue out of it. Did anybody see this? Who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. Yes, I do. Correlate trans with autism. It's starting to really show up. They're all on psych meds, and they'll be on medications for the rest of their life, either the hormones, the psych meds, and all of them for life. These are patients for life, and they're fucked up. And no wonder they're committing suicide. And it doesn't matter whether it's before, during, or after transition or anything. The suicide rate is pretty much still the same. So these people are just a mess. It's sad. I'm really feeling very, I mean, I talked to my daughter about it, and I literally cry because I feel so bad for these people. This is something that's being done to them. They are being programmed in with all the vaccinations and everything else. That's why I hope my grandson isn't have any kind of autism or something. And there's a lot of people that have autism that are passing for not. But if you're with them for any length of time, a few days or something, you start to see these behaviors that they do, like repetition over and over, saying the same thing over and over, or just their social skills are so bad. And I can usually tell where they are on the spectrum by how much patience I have to have with them. So I don't know. I'm more sympathetic or, compassionate towards them. It's just awful what's happening. They're being lied to. The industry is telling them that they can reverse these changes, that they cannot. So I think the highly functional autistic ones are the Asperger's ones. So, and I've met a couple of those, and they're a little bit easier to deal with because they're high functioning, but there still are some problems. And then they want to make it like you're the problem when they have the mental illness of it. It's a mental illness. So this whole trans thing is all mental illness. So, well, anyway, it's going on 2 hours now, so I should probably head on out of here. And does anyone want to say anything else? And I do think that the autism is related to all these vaccinations, and plus in combination with other things. Just look at the different, look at the Gen Z people, and now the Alpha generation, which are the ones now that are heavily going into the trans thing, getting their breasts cut off at 13. You got to, like they were born in 2010, in the 2000s, mid 2000s to now. They're the ones that are mostly indoctrinated going for this stuff. They're mostly all autistic. So you just start paying attention to that and watch and see if yeah, it is. Sorry. Yeah, I bet. Well, you could see that the autism increased as in each generation as it went on. Because in my day, there was no such thing as autism. No, I never met anybody. And I knew two trannies my whole life up until now. But I mean, before this last, 5 years or so, whenever this took off. The only other two people that I knew were when I was in treatment in the 80s, the nurse, we called her Nurse Ratchet, and was a dude. He was really tall, huge hands. It was creepy being in a vulnerable situation like that and having that to deal with. And then the girl that used to do our taxes when I lived in California, she was kind of a weirdo. And I mean, she was nice, but she was weird. And then she went away for a while and got some kind of teaching job or something. I don't know, she went to another state to do whatever she did to transition and came back as a dude. My ex called her the tax it after that, because we used to call her the tax girl. And then she was a dude, and he just called her the tax it. So that was kind of awkward. I mean, just had this dyed hair black, and it was so obviously dyed. I'm a hairstyle. I know what dyed hair looked like, with this mustache, and it was just so creepy weird. All right. So yeah, so whatever you want to call it, it's still being done by the powers that be. It's not a natural condition. So is the dementia and all this stuff is all them doing it. All these controllers, they're fucking with people. So you can think about that and do your own research and stuff like that. But remember, I've been around probably twice as long as most of you people in this chat even. If you just want to give your age, go ahead and give it. I wanted to see where I'm at with it. Like, like what kind of people are interested in what I have to say. So how did it just all of a sudden show up? That's what I'm saying. It wasn't recognized. It wasn't around. It wasn't a thing. And I'm from the 50s. There was nothing like this. Nothing. There was no autistic people. They may have had neurological stuff, but they've been doing this stuff for a really, really long time. We should not be aging like this at all. The whole schizophrenia or the dementia and all that stuff is induced in people. So if you want to protect, you want to be Stockholm Syndrome babies and defend these fucking evil doers, go right ahead. But I'm not on board with it. And I tell them to leave me alone. So it's not, come on, you guys are you just don't know what's going on. It isn't showing up because it wasn't defined. It would have been defined if there was a thing. It's happening. The vaccinations increased so much. I did not get vaccinated. I didn't get flu shots. Maybe you guys that are saying this have gotten vaccinations or flu shots or some other kind of injections. And you're under the spell. I'm here to break the spells. If you want to keep saying this stuff, then I have a feeling that I'm going to end up helping people that are regretting getting vaccinated. That will be my niche or whatever you want to call it. Because there's going to be a lot of people that do. So just know that. Okay. All right, so all these new diseases, I'm telling you, it's all nano poisoning, whether it's Morgellons or Lyme's or lupus or cancer or MS or AIDS. Everybody's going to have AIDS. You watch and see, mark my words, before 2030, Agenda 2130, everybody's going to have AIDS. Everybody already has operating systems. Everybody already has fungus. And if you're not dealing with the fungus, it could take you over. I lost a lung because of fungus. So I'm very, very aware of the fungal situation. And look at your home, look outside, look at the funguses everywhere. And people are using bleach to try to deal with it, and bleach actually spreads it. So bleach isn't the answer. You need antifungals. And I have some, things. I do videos on my channel, like trying to help people to, you could do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I do, what I've done. I've experimented on myself. I've done, things. I don't tell everybody to do them. I just tell them what I do. And you could see I am affected by this Morgellon stuff, but I'm still a lot healthier than most people. And I'm going to be 72 in July. So you can take that for whatever it's worth. You can see how healthy I am. Look, I try to stand up. Can you see? I'm in super good shape. I'm a dancer. Not as good as I probably used to be. I'm having a little struggles right now because I have this goddamn vertigo thing going on in the what do you call the peripheral neuropathy. So I don't have that much. My feet don't have the feelings in it that they should. It's all this nano shit. But it is going down. It was going all the way up my leg. On my left leg, it was already almost up to my hip. And it's all back down, went all the way down my legs. And now it's just in my feet. So whatever I'm doing something right. So, okay. I guess I'm going to get off here now. It's over 2 hours. And I might try to come back on like Wednesday or something in the middle of the week if I get an opportunity to. And that'll be after I get to see my grandbaby, and I'll report on that and talk about more stuff I wanted to talk about, but I don't have this. I have stuff I wanted to show you. I don't know how to do all this technical stuff and editing. All my stuff is raw and unedited, but I'd like to be able to put things up on the screen, charts or whatever. I don't even know how to do any of that because I'm a tech charge. So, okay, guys. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for hanging with me. And hope you learned something. Hope, and, bring things you want to talk about. I mean, even if you want to, not on a board with what I say, I can at least try to explain it to you and help you understand, but just know I'm not your typical boomer. I've avoided things most of my life. I have, intuitively known to stay away from things. I fought against the fluoride. I went to, city council meetings trying to fight it and stuff like that. But nobody seemed to care about it now, and it's just everywhere. So anyway, thanks for coming, and hope to see you all soon. Okay, yeah, I want everybody to come and share their thoughts, their feelings, especially if if there's people that are hurting or dealing with this Morgellons and don't know how to deal with it, or just want somewhere to talk about it, or what they're up against. I want it to feel like a place where they can come and share that without being humiliated or made fun of, because there's a lot of hurting people in the world. And we need to be kind to them and try to work through this, whatever, So go within to find your answers. Don't be looking for it outside of yourself. You're more powerful than you know. So I will leave you on that note. Much love to you all. Patutala.